but the purpose of the Greek article is primarily to point. And the idea of this pointing depends on the context and what it's doing in each context. So in this particular case, the word was God. What we have here is a predicate nominative. In a predicate nominative construction, the question is, which of these two nominatives, because remember, normally the nominative of, I shouldn't say remember, should I? But the nominative construction in Greek is normally going to be the nominative is going to be the subject of the verb, right? The subject of the verb is the person that the verb is focused on. Now, in an active verb form, which is kind of what you've got here in this third clause, I say kind of because it's really a state of verb, but nonetheless, it's active in form. The nominative is the subject that the verb is talking about, effectively. The verb is telling us the state of the subject. So in this case, we've got two nominatives, though, and the verb is in the middle between these two. Now, Greek and English, that wouldn't be a problem because you just say, well, we just follow the word order, right? Because that's how English works. Subject, verb, object. That's consistently how we structure things. The boy, the subject, hit, that's the verb. The ball, that's the object. But Greek doesn't care for word order at all. This is why it's what's called an inflected language, so that they can make the word order, change the word order up so that it suits their own purposes. And what they tend to do is they tend to front load ideas that they believe are more important within the sentence, and then things that are less important will trail off toward the end of the sentence, because it's really, you're trying to make that impact with the beginning of the sentence. And so with this, because you don't need word order for this purpose, you have two nominatives, you don't have any inclination toward word order, and so you're left wondering, well, which of these two nominatives is the subject of the verb? And the article points. And in this case, with every predicate nominative, well, not every predicate nominative, but with most predicate nominatives, it actually points to the subject of the verb. And now you should be careful with that, because there are rules around predicate nominatives and what the article does and how to determine which one of these two is the subject. But in this case, you've got two nouns. They are equivalent in many ways. There's no like pronoun there or anything like that. There's no proper name. It's just two nouns, so they're equal in that status. And so the question is, which one of these is a subject? And the answer is the one with the article is the subject. The role of the article there is to point to the subject of the verb. So the subject of the verb here is the word was God, right? So the lack of article doesn't make theos less definite. It's just allowing it to be left as the object of the verb. And so you have then the word order. So the lack of article has absolutely no bearing on the definiteness or indefiniteness of theos. In fact, in the same context, you've got NRK. The RK does not have the article on the beginning of it, and yet the New World Translation is happy to translate it in the beginning, right? Because it's obvious there is only one beginning. And obviously, within this context, from John's point of view, there is also only one God. There is no need for an article in Greek to make theos definite.